Now we have an OG in the email game who, when he last joined us, there was so much more there to squeeze out,
Yeah.
especially on the data side. And he is coming to talk with us today about a unique, I would say, too little known tool that is used by all of the big boys inside of our game. I'm talking about the one and only CEO and co-founder of Seguno, Chris Geiss. Chris, get in here. Get in here.
Ellen, so good to see you.
Good to see you, sir. We had to get you back here, my friend. And no pop-up out of the bottom of the screen today.
I was ready for it.
But
I was
ready for it this
debating
time.
whether to do it again, but my timing on the last one, especially the exit, was just too perfect. I felt like I'd ruin it if I tried it again.
Yeah, no reason,
Lightning in a
no reason to
bottle.
play it out. Exactly.
Exactly.
No reason to play it out. Chris, when you were here last, you had so much left in the tank on the data side where I would really love to take this today. I'd love to talk about the bulk discount bot that is used, I mean, by so many, especially of the biggest inside of our game, Viore, Pilla, Chubby, Steve Madden, et cetera, et cetera. I mean, you keep naming them and everybody's using it. But I think too few people know that you developed it. I think too few people know. And man, I would love to just start from here, man. What is it? And why is it crucial to the Shopify ecosystem? Why are so many 9-figure plus brands on top of it, using it every day and in every way inside of their marketing campaigns?
Yeah, great question. So yes, we are known more for our marketing platform, but we actually developed this bulk discount code bot app before email. So back in 2017 was when we released this app. And yeah, it's grown tremendously over the years and used by the biggest brands across Shopify, like you said. And it's all about unique discount codes. And so it enables you to run these promos using unique codes across channels and then analyze its performance. And so, we all know generic codes are bad for business. They get leaked.
Yeah.
People use it who are already going to buy it. You don't know which channel or campaign's working, and your brand starts to feel cheap, right? Like that's the toughest one that is hard to come back from, and where people are just expecting to use a discount. And so, unique discounts is the answer. It solves all those things.
I would just, I mean, tell me if I'm wrong, Colin, but I would just push back a little bit on this, Chris. I think maybe we know, like, oh yeah, personalized the best, but it's just kind of forgotten about. It's like, yeah, it'd be better if I, set up the thing, but I just throw it out there and get. I mean, am I wrong? I feel like there's too little attention paid to this, and the benefits that you brought out there, being able to measure what is actually working. Is it that campaign? Is it that pop-up? Is it that affiliate? And being able to verify that across this campaign, across what you're doing with this person, et cetera. I mean, being able to measure that and actually see and not have it leaked out on the internet. This is a big thing that more people need to be paying attention to. I mean, that's my thought. Is that fair, Colin?
Oh, that's one of the biggest things that I've seen time and time again, where people will basically leak these things out. They'll share them with all of their friends, and you get none of that data whatsoever. And also, they get leaked out to affiliate sites, and then you don't even know the source of any of that. And so it just becomes an absolute tracking nightmare. I'm a tracking nerd, but it becomes a tracking nightmare where you actually don't know. And then the one-off generation of uniqueness is super helpful because it basically is a one-on-one attribution. Getting into the nerd stuff.
Chris, nerd out for us and just tell us specifically use cases. I mean, I'll just say one that I know just from my own practice. When inside of a pop-up or a welcome flow, whenever somebody gets a personalized code, conversion rate much better, more money, profit back in my pocket rather than just welcome 10 or whatever it is. How are people using it? How are people using it today? What are the use cases? Where do they deploy it?
Yeah, across the board. Those lifecycle touch points, like you mentioned, through automations, welcome, post-purchase, abandonment, getting into loyalty, things like lapsed purchasers, win back, different channels. We're talking email, SMS, direct mail, support. Customer support is actually a really important use case for our merchants.
Yeah.
And we improve your workflow even more there. We've got a gorgeous integration that's pretty cool. But yeah, it's across the board, and it's attribution is really important these days, especially.
Could you talk a little bit about, because it's no small number how many discount codes you have analyzed? It's 117 million you have analyzed. Could you give us of stores that are at risk for risky active codes? Could you give us that percentage?
Yes, yeah. So we did this risk audit, and you can actually run it for your own shop. But we analyzed 117 million discount codes, and 98% of those 26,000 shops had a long or completely missing expiration date. Like
Really?
that's a really important one. Where it's either never expired. The average was 2.5 years for these discount codes. Then you've got nearly 3/4 of them don't have any product limits. So all collections, all products, everything is on sale with these codes. More than 2/3 had no like customer targeting. And then there's other things that we look at, like, do you have a bunch of 100% off discount codes hanging around? Are you limiting your redemptions per order with buy X, get Y? Do you have maximums on your free shipping? So yeah, there's all these different aspects that you can configure within Shopify to protect yourself, but so few people actually do it.
That is so all the things that you just enumerated, there's a ton of things that I wasn't even thinking about there. But it rings true for me just based on the amount of Shopify stores that I've been in. There's always like a few codes in there that are hanging around where Johnny can get his free 100% off coupon forever. And, there's like something that was never turned off that was specifically designed for last Black Friday that, some influencer still has access to, et cetera. But you've got time. It's unending. You've got products. This applies to everybody. You've got your customers. Hey, this one's still applying to everybody. I mean, that's crazy. And 98% of the stores that you evaluated came up with this kind of thing.
Yeah, 98% were like missing expirations. Yeah.
Wow. That's insane. Wow. I mean, you also never want to have that 100% off coupon code just floating out in the ether ever. I know I've had that where I was like, how did this get out? I shouldn't be sending this to people, but I sometimes will. You send it to friends and family, and then they share it, and then maybe they share it. And then all of a sudden you're like, I think 40 people have this code now. We need to do something about this.
Yeah. It's pretty crazy.
Tell me this, Chris. I mean, this sounds like, and I'll just preface this with my own thoughts. A lot of times, especially when it comes to email, I will just say categorically, so many times I just consider or have seen the attribution to be messy, untrustworthy, just frankly. It's over attributed, all of the things, which I think is something unique about what you guys do inside of Shopify, and that you don't have to trust. You don't have to over trust. You know what I mean? You can trust because it's verifiably there. But it sounds like what you guys have done with the bulk discount bot is that you've neatly integrated with whatever somebody's using, whether you're using Gorgeous, using Klaviyo. You're kind of like spanning the gap there, and kind of bringing something unique to the ecosystem that people can use regardless of what platform they're on.
Yeah, 100%. Exactly. Yeah. Regardless of what platforms you're using, you can just download a CSV and send it over. We've got a seamless sync over to Klaviyo, and auto replenish codes and things. So, if you're running an automation through Klaviyo, and once those start to get assigned and depleted, we'll automatically replenish those. And it enables you to use all the discount types that Shopify has to offer, because the built-in discount creation with Klaviyo only has a couple of basic types there.
Wow. Tell me about this, Chris. When I think about kind of opening up not Pandora's box, but a really positive box. When I kind of think about opening up the box here on being able to genuinely evaluate who is using what discount where, and what kind of reporting does that look like? Are people thinking about AOV? Are they thinking about, like what's my average like discount like for this
Yep.
cohort? Or what does that kind of increased reporting capability look like? How are people using that?
Yeah, so within the app, you can see things like redemptions, sales, AOV, that sort of thing. And then we also allow you to, split by things like campaign, channel, department, which is actually starts to become more important with some of these really big brands because they've got budgets for different departments and things, and so they're kind of tracking that. Um, but yeah, so you can analyze things from all those different angles, and then you can do some stuff with Shopify's built-in reporting as well, and so we kind of walk you through some of those things.
Well, this I find unique because I thought that you would have to use some other capability to actually report here, but you guys have you've got native reporting capabilities there inside. I find that to be very
Yep.
unique.
And there's controls too, like around the data. So like if you want to require that everyone who on your team comes in to create this discount, they have to provide a campaign and a channel and a department, those types of things, so that you're getting that surrounding data, and we're enforcing the fact that this user has to provide that when they're creating the discount.
Very
Wow.
unique. Very
What
unique.
One of the things that stood out in the benchmark report that you guys did was that Shopify Plus stores actually discount way more than normal standard
Ah,
Shopify stores,
that stood out to
Yes.
me.
e- especially with affiliates and seasonality. You would
Yep.
think if you're just talking to a guy on the street, it'd be flipped, but it seems like it's completely the opposite case. Can you talk a little bit more about this?
Yeah. So one interesting point on that one was they're 6 times more likely to use buy X get Y. And that one, everybody should be using that more. Like it doesn't deplete the brand, right? Like you're getting people to buy into something at full price. You get something else that you're potentially, just trying to get rid of. They see it as a
Sure.
gift, potentially even more important than like a percentage off, builds that brand. That one people should be using more. But the higher level concept here is that they're discounting more because they're discounting smarter. And
Ah.
we Becky Chambers from Caddis is one of our customers that we talk to all the time, and she talks about it discounts being an investment. It's not a demand lever, it's an investment. And when you're strategic about these things, you actually end up discounting more over time, but you're just way more efficient.
Okay, we've got to dive into that. Okay,
Yeah.
so what does discounting smarter look like? I
Yeah.
think this is the principle here. I think needs to be strengthened. That Shopify
Yeah.
Plus brands, for those who don't know, that means bigger brand. They're paying Shopify more per month. Okay, bigger brand, they're discounting more, which is contrary to the common concept. Oh, hey, I got to protect my brand. We're premium. I never offer a discount, all of the
Totally.
things. But what does discounting smarter as an investment look like practically, tactically?
They discount all the time, you just don't see it. That's where you're talking about these more one-to-one interactions where you're giving a unique code to someone when they do something or maybe
I
don't do
see.
something. You're not just plastering these generic codes all over your site and things like that. So it's about targeted, segmented discount codes, and then being smart about those protections that I mentioned that you can identify with the risk audit. And then you got to calculate things like efficiency so you can actually determine, did this discount work well for us or not? Is it worth trying to scale this discount? Is it worth trying to experiment with it on different channels or different segments?
I
That's
want to
great.
hear about that because I'm admitting my own lack of knowledge here, but I don't think I have ever calculated the efficiency of a discount. I mean, have you, Colin?
No,
I have never. I mean, what does that look like? What does that
I've just
mean?
done it off vibes.
Yeah,
I've
just
just done
vibes,
it.
just vibes, baby. Number go
Exactly.
up, we do it more. Talk to us about that.
That's the reality of it, right? Like people
Yeah.
are busy, they just want to get a discount out, they want to try to boost some sales. but those are the tactics that actually hurt your brand. So when you're smart about it, it's brand enhancing, right? So on the efficiency side, Becky, we worked with Becky to create this playbook for how she thinks about discounting, for how she calculates efficiency, and kind of what she goes through every quarter for her discounting strategy. And that's just up on our blog, so you can check that out. But efficiency for her, she calculates it as net sales divided by the discount amount.
Okay.
So you take full price, subtract discount, subtract returns, that sort of stuff, and divide it by the discount amount. And so she's looking for at least 3x on that. For her brand, it's going to vary by brand. You got to figure out what works for you. But if she doesn't see at least 3x, then she moves on. But if she sees something 3 or greater, she starts experimenting and scaling it to other channels, to other segments, and seeing how big you can really drive this discount.
Chris, where were these formulas when we were scaling stores? Like, you know what I mean? You can't just like search the internet and find this, and then it's like, oh yeah, do this, and then it's like, oh, it's obviously this is the Shopify scaling playbook. I pulled that out. I've never had this.
That's why this show must exist. It's why
exactly
it exists.
There we go.
I would say, last time I was fully brand side. I've consulted a lot since then, but last time I was fully brand side at Bruce Bolt, we had a premium brand inside of our space. We almost never discounted. I mean, almost never. But this brings up a really good point in that there are ways to do it that are smart, that don't leave you or leave potential customers with the feeling like, oh, this is like a cheap brand that always has the price struck through. And, there's a 30% discount somewhere if I just abandon cart, all of those things. I really like this principle of buy X, get Y. This was one thing that we experimented with, especially during Black Friday, was there is a certain product that we never wanted to discount. Just to have it up there. But how could we still offer value that gives people a great deal and enlarges AOV and makes the most of the moment? And so I really like this approach about specializing, personalizing, and finding like hidden ways to offer value, read efficiency on the backside, and then continue to experiment and grow from there. It seems like a way to maintain brand value, premiumness at the same time, while smartly leveraging all the tools that you have in your toolkit. I like this.
100%.
Tell me, go ahead, Colin.
Well, I just thought it was interesting that as part of that report, the top discount percentage was not 10%. It was actually 20%. And so I think we're starting to see a shift in consumer behavior where that 10% is no longer cutting it.
No.
So brands have to start thinking about this. And it's interesting that you found that in the report. And I'm thinking that brands are going to start to experiment with this more aggressively and have to kind of bake this into the product, so to speak. Could you talk a little bit about, these top kind of discounts that you're seeing inside of the report?
Yeah. So 20% was number 1, 10% was number 2, and then was 3 there. So yeah, a little counter to what you would think, but and these are like good places to start. These are looking at what's most popular. This data doesn't show you exactly like what's converting the best or what's the most efficient or things like that. So that's part of what we're hoping to get a little bit more into with our next benchmark report that we're just starting to work on now. So that one should be really, really interesting. But yeah, it's you have to. 10% doesn't quite ring like it used to.
It doesn't for me.
Yeah,
it doesn't.
People just expect at least that, and so you have to. Again, that's where being smart about how you approach these things, because some brands like they'll think, oh, I've got a 40% margin, I can run a 20% discount anytime, no problem. But you can still end up underwater with some of that stuff, between fulfillment, between CAC, between depending on the different products that you may not have intended for someone to buy with it. So you just have to really think through your promos more than people do.
I like this too when I think about, okay, like there's multiple layers here. It's what can I get away with? What's juicy on the front side when I want to get people across the line initially. But then a little more nuanced is, let's say, personalized code, specific cohort. Let's say somebody has made their first purchase. What can I do for this category that they bought? What can I incentivize with what product? Buy X again, get Y, or you tried this. Let me entice you with that product in a different category that I'm also selling
Yes.
with this margin. And it's like getting multifaceted and multi-layered here, cohort specific, product specific, etc. That's where there's unrealized yields that I think something like you guys are analyzing and allowing, enabling, it allows people to go forward, put more profit back into their pocket. Is that fair?
Yes. Don't discount deeper, discount smarter.
I like
I
that.
love
It's a
that.
bar. It's a bar.
That's a
Don't
bar.
discount
That's a
deeper,
bar.
discount smarter. But tell me this, Chris. Okay, so we've got a number of things that we've hit here. Number one, I think biggest takeaway for me is I want to get in there and see how risky I am. I need to hit the risk audit.
Yep.
I'm sure you've got a link for that. I think we should clip this tomorrow and we should include that link, Colin.
Absolutely.
And then beyond that, you've got the 2026. Sounds like you got a new discounting report coming out. When does that come to us, Chris? When is that going to be available?
Should be before the end of Q2 there. So we're working on it now. A month or two probably.
Okay, awesome. And then on the blog, we've got insight on Caddis and how they are discounting not deeper but smarter. And so we've got some playbook on that side as well.
Becky is one of a kind. So learn from the best. Check out her playbook on her blog, and just install bulk discount code bot to run that free audit. See how risky you are.
And available in the Shopify App Store. We go find it.
It is,
and
yeah.
It's excellent.
Nice.
Excellent.
Super easy.
Yeah.
Chris, man, we appreciate you for making the time and joining us. Go ahead.
I don't want to leave you guys empty-handed though. Though we just put a couple things on the plate, but should we give you guys a discount? I'm talking about discounts.
That would feel right. That would feel.
It's only fitting.
Complete, full circle.
Yes, it's only fitting. What's the discount?
I understand the irony of this, but if you use the code Cowboy.
All right. We'll take that. We'll
give you a nice discount. What do you guys want?
I don't know. What's appropriate here?
The top percentage off is 20%. So
that's pretty steep. That's pretty steep. We got to talk 20%. With the man.
All right. How many months you want 20% off for?
I feel like 30, 60 days. 30 days should get you in the door. 60 days seems a little generous, but I don't know. We are pretty generous here. Chris, you seem like a generous guy. What do you think?
That sounds good to me. You want 20% for 2 months? We'll do that.
All right. Awesome. Awesome. I dig that. Chris, you are the GOAT, my friend. You are the GOAT. See, I love that surprise here at the end. Brother, hey,
thank you guys.
I tell you what, we got to update. We got to get people the link for that tomorrow too. We will update that. We appreciate you coming on and making the time and joining us, brother. And we look forward to having you again, man.
Talk to you soon, guys.